How's it going, everyone? We're here to check out the top skins submitted to the workshop this week. And yeah, we've got quite a bit. And if you are new, just so you know how this works, these skins are not in the shop. You cannot buy them yet. Some of them may never be. These are just skins that have the potential to make it into the store. You'll have to check on Thursdays, or regularly sometimes on Fridays like last week, to see which skins actually made it into the shop. So the first one here is a burlap wrap that is a toupee. And for someone with a bald character, it's really weird to see my character with hair. So this is definitely a very funny one. I think a lot of people would love. Next, are you into snakeskin? Because we've got some snakeskin for you, and well, if you're not, then I guess you're not, so that doesn't really help. But yeah, we've got a snakeskin bandana for you here, nice and smooth and scaly. Next, we've got continuation in the kitty set by Diva, and by some gloves and a bandana, and it's a nice little knitted kitty bandana that gives you a kitty face, and some matching paw gloves. So there you go, definitely a silly little set. Next up, we've got the next pieces in the pirate set, and yeah, as you can see here, it is of course a boonie hat, complete with some holes, you know, for aeration. And the boots. You gotta have those hide boots to match alongside with it. Next, we've got a nice little raincoat poncho for you here. It even has some wet raindrops on it, as if it was just raining. Definitely a very shiny little poncho, for sure. Next, we've got a continuation in the UFO set by Mishka with the hoodie and pants. And yeah, as you can see here, it kind of has like a nice clean cut green theme going on, just like the rest of the set. And yeah, I could see this maybe popping in because the UFO high qual set did pretty good. Next, we've got something on the opposite side. It's very bright looking. It is the Magma Golem set by Steppen. And yeah, as you can see here, the whole thing just looks like lava stone. So there we go. It's very cool looking. I can see the people who like to have flashy sets really liking this one if it popped in the shop. Next, we've got a Riot helmet for you, and it's the first of a couple today. This one has two versions. It's the Arcade Punk helmet. The first one has these lines, and the other one kind of has like a winking eye thing going on. You'll have to excuse me there, going on. And as you can see, it's just a very cool looking little design. If we kill the lights here, it does glow. So that is a bit of a disadvantage at night, but it is really cool looking. Next, we've got a little army-themed Riot helmet. It's the Flashbacks helmet by Algorithm. And don't shoot, I'm friendly. Make love, not raid. Rusty Cola, peace or pieces. Born to loot. Well, that's two very different sides there, which is hilarious. So definitely a cool little Riot helmet. Next, we've got version 2 of the hardsuit, gloves, and boots. And the hardsuit has been very popular, but the boots and gloves kind of were published at a different time when Hell kind of put in another set. So they kind of got passed by, and I know a lot of people really want these to pop in. So hopefully these get a chance with their versions 2 this week. Next, we've got some more road sign gloves and boots for you, and these are the Velvet Charm set. And yeah, as you can see here, there's like a nice little sun, and then you've got these little velvety gloves underneath the armor. We come down to the boots, you can definitely see a lot more of the velvet with the little sun designs on them. And it even has socks in the boots for you there. Next, we've got some road sign for you, and it's the Rust Vibes version 2 by Slanosta. And yeah, this whole thing has a little kind of like a hippie kind of trip design on it. You can see there's various things from Rust, like the Bradley and cars, and the little Rust symbol, and peace signs are in here, and radiation and biohazard. There's a few little signs all around mixed in with the Rust stuff. Definitely a very colorful and cool set. Next, we've got a couple high qual sets. The first one here is the Face Mask Occult set. What? Face Mask Occult set? That is that? Mask Occult. There we go. Just Mask Occult set. And yeah, this one was designed to look like it has horns. I don't know how the horns are really keeping that face mask on you, but hey, we'll go with the power of evil magic or something. But yeah, there you go. Definitely a very different look. It's like armored, almost kind of like an old knight with tapestry hung across it. Definitely a unique looking set. Next up, we've got the Bare Bones set, and this is really cool looking. It's made by the same person who made the Bare Bones tools, of course, Chemo Legend, and yeah, this is just a very, very cool looking metal set. I wish it could just be ribs, but can't really do that. But they made the ribs pop out and stick a little bit on the edges, which I think is really cool. And then they did the nice little fine bones for the connecting ropes, which I think is very, very neat. Next up, we've got the aluminum suit by Igor, and it's pretty straightforward. The whole thing kind of just looks like it's wrapped in aluminum or made out of it, and you got this cracked little visor, which I think looks neat. Always good when people do something a little different with the face mask when they don't change the shape of it too much. And definitely like the little kind of like dents and crinkles. It really does scream aluminum. Lastly, we got one of my high qual set for you, and it's the Noir Violence set. And yeah, I don't know why it's kind of like an 8-bit skeleton and it's called Noir, because technology and Noir don't really click. But hey, one way or another, despite the name, it's definitely a very cool looking set. I love the kind of like digital, kind of artsy look and design to it. Definitely is quite cool. But that does it for our armor and stuff, so let's go ahead and jump on into our deployables. Alright, starting out, we've got a very cute, silly little sleeping bag. It is the Frog cosplay sleeping bag from Milo, the cosplay king. So there we go. You can see it's a friendly little bag, and it looks kind of like a floaty. It even has some water on it, you know, because frogs and lily pads. Next, we've got a different kind of sleeping bag. It looks like it's pretty much made of bubble wrap. It is the sleeping bag bubble wrap. I mean, there you go. Pretty straightforward. Next, we've got a small box for you, and it's a continuation with the shotgun shell boxes with the 12-gauge incendiary box. Then moving on, we've got some sushi for you, but instead of a sleeping bag, we've got a small box this time. Then over here, we've got a continuation, or actually no, this is I think the first piece in what could be a set. And yeah, here you go. You've got the wood box, and this is just very crusty, rusty, fits right into rust. And yeah, I can see a lot of people liking it for that reason. Then we've got a much more cleaner version, and this is a continuation. This is the tools, or version 2, or number 2, I should say, in the tour case set, which has a crazy glow, which we'll show you. Then over here, we've got some artsy stuff with a rocket sailing around. We've got the Sunset City storage. And yeah, there's this kind of like a rocket maybe built into the town, I guess. I don't know. It's a cool little idea. Very nice little art designs. Moving on, we've got the Bismuth box. And yeah, there you go. I mean, pretty straightforward. Then over here, we've got one more box for you. This one is the Moonlight Large box, and you can see there's like a little moon on the side, and it does have a very nice little glow, which we'll show you here once we get to that. Next, we've got a couple furnaces. The first one here is made to look like an oil barrel. I mean, that's pretty straightforward. A little tire base as well, which is nice. Then over here, we've got this really crazy looking kind of alien furnace. It is the Monolith furnace. And lastly, we have a nice little furnace from the forest for you. It is the Furnace Shroom, or Shroom Furnace, I guess. Little snail back there. Worm coming out. Some leaves on the top. Very cool. Next, we've got one. This was already said that it won't come in on Twitter by Alistair just because it looks like a fake TC. It is a refrigerator skin. They put fake on it. I still don't think it's going to come out. But I just wanted to show it. I know you guys were going to yell at me if I didn't show it. So here it is, the TC fridge. That's already been said. It probably won't make it. Bummer. Next over here, we have a mainframe looking fridge for you. And yeah, that's definitely a cool little one as well. People could make like a lab room, and it's actually refrigerators. Next, on the subject of decorating, we've got some rugs with a space foil rug for you. Then we've got a little jigsaw fun with the puzzle floor mats. And if you ever wanted to cover your walls in some old cardboard, well, here's the cardboard rug. So, man, I mean, I wish I could get all of these, but I'm a role player and like decorating, so hey. Next, we've got some wooden doors for you. The first one is the From Hell wooden door. I mean, that should be pretty straightforward. There's the back. Then over here, we'll start in the back of this door. Looks like it's rigged with a little bit of a trap there, or something. And there you go. This is the market wooden door. I mean, maybe it's just a way to sell things. I don't know. Next, we've got a double wooden door, and it's the please don't raid me. I work long shifts. We have the single door, so here is the double door. Next, we've got some more in the gold collection by Trix with the minted gold metal door. Then moving on, we've got this crazy kind of Eye of Sauron / skull thing going on. This is the Watcher's Eye. Then moving on, we've got this crazy melty ghost thing with the Wax Monster door by Oasis. Then we have a very rust-themed door with the Cobalt Labs sheet metal door. Moving along, we've got a very homey-looking door with the exterior door by Bad Trip. It also comes in a blue version, which you can see down in the description in the link. Then over here, we've got a scary kind of Grim Reaper with the Santa Muerta door. Moving along, we've got some oceany themes with the underwater sheet metal door, which has a glow and a non-glow version. And then we've got some dino skin over here with the Dino Gate. Then over here we have a very rusty, crusty gun trap turret door. It warns you that there's a trap, but I don't think that'll stop people from going through it anyways. Then moving on, we've got some garage doors, and the first one here is from the Toxic Wolf set. Then we've got the noodle door for you. And the chick garage door. Now, it's not Easter, but hey, who knows? Next, we've got a door here for you, and it is the behind a bag door. And as you can see, it kind of looks like there's like a fabric kind of bag thing going on, and it's just filled with sulfur back there. Then we've got a very kind of home-looking garage door, and it does look like you can see through those, but it's not. It's actually a reflective material, which is very interesting looking. And yeah, that is pretty much it. We've got one more garage door here, and it is very artsy. It is the street art door, to be specific. And last but not least, we've got the version 2 of the Meltdown armored door. Definitely very melty looking for sure. So let's kill our lights and take a look at our glows. That one looks very cool. Then the moon box, like I said, has a very cool glow to it. And there we have it. Alright, let's move on to our weapons and tools. And first off, we've got a big old avocado rock for you. There we go. We saw the tools, and now we've got an actual rock, and it fits so well. Then we've got a couple of really cool salvage swords, and this is the first one here. And man, this thing just looks like it's literally just made out of found like metal ore out there. It's an Aztec blade. Then, and it looks like it has a bone hilt too, by the way. Then, right here you can see we've got a machete, and it looks so good. It looks like a completely different weapon. Can't believe this is actually just a salvage sword. Then we've got another one, and this one's cut out very cool as well. This whole thing has a little Cthulhu face there. This is the octopus sword. Very cool. And it does not glow, even though it may look like it does. Then we've got a bow for you, and it's part of the Noir set. So, well, there you go. It is the Noir bow. And then lastly, in this little group here, we've got another bow for you, and this one's all sorts of kind of arted up. As you can see, it's got a lot of kind of like tie-dye kind of splashes of colors. Go ahead and take a look at it up and down one more time. And there we go. That is the saturated paint bow. Next, we've got a Crossy for you, and there it is. It's in all its bright colors. It's part of the Velocity set, which you should recognize. There's a few pieces here and there. Definitely a nice kind of brightly colored, but kind of rusty feeling crossbow. Then we've got a DB for you, and this thing is basically made to look like its own shells. This is the Westfield double barrel shotgun, and yeah, it's just hilarious. Definitely love the idea of that. Next, we've got a DB for you, and this one is part of the remote control set. So, of course, it is the remote control DB. Aiming on the sights, not too much going on. Kind of wish there was like maybe another button or something like that there. Then moving on, we've got a silly looking pump shotgun for you with the Swampster pumpy. Aiming down the sights, they did kind of like a ring thing. It's almost a little mesmerizing. Do wish the tip was a little bit of a different color. They had two different yellows there. Wish they'd maybe done something with that there. Then we've got a Revy, and it's made to look like a little flare gun. Hey, you gotta love that. Aiming down the sights, in case you didn't know it was a flare gun. There you go. I kind of wish the middle sight was maybe black or white or something there to kind of differentiate it a bit. Then we've got some pythons for you. First one here should be pretty recognizable, as it has that kind of European police design, and it is, of course, the Copper Python by Duck. Aiming down the sights here, you've got a nice yellow tip to the sights, and there's that reload. Next, we've got a snub-nose little python, and it looks like a pop cap gun, and yeah, that's just a really cool design. Definitely love it. It comes in two versions, one with a black handle, one with the classic brown handle, which you see here. Aiming down the sights, there you go, and it actually looks like you're putting little red pop caps in there. Just definitely love that. Next, we've got another python for you, and it's way on the other side with some hand-painted goodness. This is the Kids Paint Python. Aiming down the sights there, and it pretty much just looks like a kid found a rusty gun and painted it. I mean, gotta love that. Fits rust. Then over here, we've got a sap for you, and it's the Informality sap, in case, you know, you didn't see that big old writing there on the side. Aiming down the sights, you've got some pink versus the blue. Right, it's not really blue, it's a purple. It's like a bluish purple. Then we've got a Tommy for you, and this one, there's not something weird with your eyes. It really does look like wood paneling. This is the wooden toy Thompson. Aim down the sights here, you can see there's even some nails and so forth, some weird little paintings done on it. Definitely a funny little Tommy. Next, we've got some MP5s, and this first one is all colored up. This is the Glaring MP5, and it just has like all this kind of sectional color thing going on. Definitely very unique. Aiming down the sights here, you can see it has a very matted kind of color look to it, which really pops there. And let's go ahead and do that reload. Next, we've got another MP5 for you, and this one is flamin'. There's even a dog there. This is the Cerberus MP5, yet not to be confused with the other Cerberus gun we saw last week. Completely different. Aiming down the sights here, you got basically some peeling paint, and there's that reload. Next, we have one more MP5 for you, and this one has a little bit of like virus going on, or not virus, I should say bacteria MP5. I should know the difference there. So there you go, some bacteria blobs. Aiming down the sights, kind of multicolor, but black on black for the sight. And there we have it. Next, we've got some SARs for you, and the first one's a continuation in what could be a set of the Tier 3 SAR. A lot of people seem to like the AK, so maybe this one will pop in. And as you can see, it has a nice little red dot to the tip of the sight there. Next, we've got a continuation in this beautiful Calm Time set. Does it make you calm? I don't know. Some eyes watching me, I'm not entirely sure, but one way or another. Nice little purple tip versus the darker blue purple there. And there's our reload. Next, we've got another SAR for you, and this one's got a skull at the front. It's the Arctic skull, to be specific. The Arctic skull sap. You can see it kind of has that tempered tip. Aiming down the sight, so you can see it. Tempered sight tip as well, and the bottom laughing jaw there. Then we've got another SAR for you, and this one is the Rebel SAR. And yeah, it just has a nice fit into rust. It looks rusty. I like how the mag looks like there's shotgun shells being put into it. That's a little weird, but it's definitely interesting. Maybe that's the rebellious part. And then the sights are rusty versus a black tip. Next in this group, we've got our first AK, and this thing just looks all sorts of carved out. I don't know, just very interesting. It's the silver black AK. Aiming down the sights, you've got black versus silver. I mean, makes sense with the name, right? Next AK we've got up for you here has a lot of neon splatter on it. It is the underground AK. It looks like some kind just slapped some paint on it, and there you go. Aim down the sights here, you've got black versus silver for the tips. Next, we've got another one for you with some paint, a crazy screaming skull, and this is the Immortal AK. He doesn't look too immortal, I'd say. Then again, I guess he's screaming while he's a broken skull, so hey, maybe he is. Next, we've got another one for you, and you've got this little dude getting electrocuted. This is the Electroshock AR. Aiming down the sights here, you got a little electro bolt, and then a purple versus the black kind of carbon look for the tips. Next, we've got a very rusty AR, and it is a recon AR, to be specific. And yeah, it just kind of looks like it was found in the old military base. Fits into rust really well. Aiming down the sights here, you've got a very faded red tip to the rust. Next, we've got another AR for you, and this one's a very smooth looking one. It is the Collector AK-47. As you can see, it has a very kind of faint, matted black and gray camo with a very bright orange and red kind of fade to the rest of the design there with the highlights, which is pretty cool. Next, we've got another AR for you, and this one's got some golden wings. It's the Rebel AK. There you go. Let's go ahead and pop a reload for that one. And there we have it. Next, we've got one last AR for you, and this one's a little hypnotizing. It is the Chroma Waves AR. And definitely has a little groovy waves going along on the side there. Aim down the sights, you've got a purple tip against the gray. Gray silver, I should say. Then we've got one more AK I forgot. Never mind, that wasn't our last one. This one has a hungry plant on the side of it, which is literally what it's called. And it kind of looks like a mix of, I'd say, Seymour from Little Shop of Horrors and a piranha plant from Mario. So there you have that. Aiming down the sights, it says "Feed Me," which is definitely a line from Little Shop of Horrors. And you've got some kind of like a tan gray sand color versus the black for the tips. Next, we've got an LR for you, and this one is all shiny. It's got this really cool phoenix on the side of it. This is the Fire Show LR. Aim down the sights here, you've got some faded red to silver with a black tip. And there's that reload. Next, we've got a Bolty, and this one's got this screaming skulls shooting a laser beam. This is the Restart Bolt action. Aiming down the sights, you've got very orangey sights and a level up little thing going on there. Next, we've got some L9s for you, and this first one's got some piercing, beautiful eyes. This is the Savage Eyes L9. Aiming down the sights, there's even a little paw for you there. Next, we've got another L9, and this one's got a crazy snake. In particular, it's a Norse snake god, Jormungandr. I think I'm saying that right, but it's probably not. And this is the Ancient Flame L96. And if you aim down, there's even a little flame right there for you. Last but not least, we have a satchel for you, and this one is all oceany. This is the Pirate's Treasure Charge. Arr, there you go. Last time I'll do that. One way or another, thank you everyone for watching, and tune in on Thursday to see which ones have made it, and I'll have another special video that's skin related, but not these skins from Face Punch. So check that out a little bit later today. Thanks for watching, and have a good one. Stay rusty.